Hello and welcome back. Today, I thought I'd just do a bit of a wander around the garden and talk about organising your landscape. Probably one of the biggest challenges, especially when you're starting to do your landscape design, is putting things in the right place. If you don't put things in the right place to start with, it's like clutter. You're going to have things in the middle of your lawn, imagine organising your lounge and having everything sort of splurged out into a big space. So as you can see, my garden looks pretty average. It's got some grass, it's got a little bit of a focal point here with some water features, but what you don't see is any kind of ugly bits. Any of those bits that are things like clotheslines or sheds or compost heaps, all those ugly little bits that really can destroy something. But if you come a little bit further around, you can sort of, from this angle, you can just start to see some other things. Like we're in the distance there, you can see the edge of the trampoline. Most of it has been screened out, and also the tip of the clothesline. Now they're all discreetly located behind this big double garage that we've got, and that's pretty good to actually put things behind things or disguise things where they are. So one of the big things as a landscape designer is we're always looking at ways to sort of best utilize the space. Now in smaller gardens it becomes even more of a challenge. So instead of this big rotary clothesline that I've got, which is awesome by the way, you can end up with a fold away or a stretch out line, or actually even in very small gardens you might actually decide to get rid of it and just use a dryer instead. Now, being a lifestyle block, we also have behind here a water tank. Again, a water tank's not something I really want to look out my window and look at, so it's tucked in behind the garage here, and that's extremely useful. It's good to have these practical things like water tanks, because in the summer we really use that a lot. And obviously there's our shed for extra storage space. Okay, so this is a 25,000 gallon water tank, and at the moment it's sunken in the ground, which is good, so it's not an eyesore. And it's also, I'm covering it with this star jasmine, so eventually you won't be even able to see it. So it's just a way of screening out some of these eyesores, and eventually that will be no more visible. Now if we pan around here, we can see, oh, what's that? It's a big boulder. Or is it? So if we take a closer look, this boulder actually is a fake rock. And if we look inside the fake rock, we'll see a mushroom. Now the mushroom is part of a septic system that goes throughout. Now it's just started to rain, which is a bit of a bummer, but okay, there's another mushroom there, and there's one over here, but we can't see that mushroom too much. That's behind the garage. There's one more behind the sago palm here. Now I could have used another fake rock to hide that, but I've used some agapanthus to hide it out. And also down in this utility area, which you can't see, behind this griselinia hedge, through the gate, we have our sort of little bit of a compost heap dumping off area. So it's all screened out by a fence, and behind this fence is just, when I do big clippings, and the clippings usually from the hedge are the main things, but other things, other plants, this is where they end up behind here. I can't see them, and they're screened out by this fence, small fence, and a griselinia hedge in front. So that's pretty much it. And then, like I said, the only other thing around here is my son's trampoline, which he uses very occasionally now. Lock that gate. Uses very occasionally now, but it's there, sort of hidden behind there, so we don't see the bulk of it. So that when you tuck things away and hide them out, it just makes things a lot cleaner, less likely that you're going to get sort of horrible eyesore things to look at. You can imagine what it would look like if we had a clothesline stuck in the middle, and that's of the lawn, and that's what you can get with a lot of properties. So hopefully you found this useful. It really is called just basically organising your landscape, so it kind of looks a lot more ordered, and then you can have all your entertainment stuff in one area, all your kind of utility stuff, clotheslines in another, and so on. Okay guys, we'll leave it there, and if you found it useful, great. We'll see you in the next one.